In today's video, I would like to bring some awareness to the point how much most of us are so much conditioned to meet expectations of our society, of our family, of our friends, to an extent where we simply forget about ourselves, right? To an extent where we even not allow ourselves to really live our dreams, to live our full, path that would, be best for us. And here I just have a little story also to tell you. I will never forget. I was brought up in Asia, right? And both my children I raised in Austria, in Europe, right? So during that, I always knew, okay, once they are old enough, once they have both moved out, then I would want to travel the world. I would want to move back into the tropical regions because this is simply the place where I feel home the most. And you can imagine the time came, first my son moved out, and then a couple of years later also my daughter moved out. And both my children knew about that, and it was okay. They knew, yeah, their mom, she just loves to be somewhere in the tropics. And as a mother, it is not very common to move somewhere else. So when I did that, and that was actually in September or October 2021, I will never forget all the reactions of family members even saying, wow, you can't do that, you cannot leave the country. How can you do that? You have to stay here, you have to be there because you're the mother. And I'm like, okay, both my children are grown-ups. They are both old enough to live their lives. On to their wishes, they moved out of home, kind of, to live their lives. They could have also decided to say, like, okay, we're going to move to a different continent or whatever. I mean, this is simply the choice of every human being. But I came to that point where I realized, all right, as a mother, that is a kind of a no-go, right? The mother is kind of not allowed or not supposed to do that. And that was really, really interesting for me to see that and to find that out. And also even, reaction also of friends, like saying, wow, she can't do that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why not? Why not? There is no reason for that. And I'm just would love to share this point because I think we all try, I realized humans try to fit in. Yeah, they try to, to feel and get their security by, I am acting the same way as others are, right? I do what it's said to be normal, yeah? But that's the next point. What is being normal, right? Being normal does simply not exist. I don't know one single person on this whole planet that is normal, right? That's the next, kind of misbelief that we have without even noticing that, without even being aware about that. Every single one of us is unique, right? And I thought about that, and I found that the reason for this behavior of human wanting to fit in, wanting to, act according to what society thinks is good, right? To, for instance, have a job, work a lot, get their status symbols, house, car, big car, this and that, and da 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 da. This is simply referring to giving them a feeling of safety, right? It gives them a feeling of safety and security and a feeling of, I belong somewhere. I belong into this group. I belong to this normal kind of thing. But when you really think about it, normality does not exist, and security and safety does not exist either. Yeah, sure, we can go out and buy insurances for everything and anything to be safe, to be secure, right? But it's kind of it's fake. It does not exist. The only true safety and the only true security that we get as human beings is from our own selves. Yeah, this is nothing we can get from the outside or from, acting according to expectations. This is all a fake. This is just not the thing. The only security we get is from ourselves. And why? Because we are the only ones that are responsible for our actions. And in every moment, in every second, each and every single one of us have the choice to act according to love or to act according to fear, right? And this trying to hold on to, I don't know, tons of insurances, or I have to fit in. No, I am suppressing myself because what would the people say? And then I might drop out of this secure feeling of what you do or not do. But it is all an illusion. And I really came to realize that, and I really wanted to share that. And for me, it was, I didn't care at that moment if family members of mine said, you can't do that, you are the mother, you have to stay at home. Why? Of course, I am the mom forever and always, yeah? And of course, I am there for my children forever and always. But at a certain level and at a certain point, the children, when they move out, they are grown-ups and they are responsible for themselves. They're responsible to make their own experiences, to learn from them. We as parents have no influence at all about that, right? So why do I then, as a mom, have to stay in that place where I brought up my kids? The kids sometimes move away, children move away to different countries. Why not as a parent as well? If it makes, if it makes me happy. And that is just the thing, to really realize not to act according to the expectations of others, because what good does it have for you? What good does it have for you if you are, like, I don't know how old, 100 years old or whatever, and you're about to die? Do you think you would get any appreciation of any of these people saying, oh, you are so good because in your, I don't know when, 40s, 50s, you stayed in your home city and you did not explore the world as you would have wished? Do you think anyone would thank you for that? Nobody, because nobody actually cares. And it is only you and me and every single one of us that is responsible to live your life to the max according to your desires, according to your deepest wishes and dreams that you have within. And no matter what your family or friends or society or whoever might think about that, nobody gives about that in the end, right? And it is always only about you. And I will never forget, I once read this really interesting book about what people regret the most in the moment of death. And that is what it said in there as well, that they wished they would have lived their lives and not cared about what other people thought about things and restricting them because other people thought about things differently, because nobody cares. And in the end, it is only your life. In the end, it is your experiences. In the end, it is only you yourself that can make yourself happy. Only you, and only you yourself can take the choice and make the choice to fully and totally live your life according to what fills your heart with joy, what fills your heart with happiness, right? Because then in the end, you will be the only one and the single one in the moment when your life is over, in the end, that you can think and say, yes, I enjoyed it. Yes, I followed my heart. I listened to my heart. I did all the things that I wanted to, no matter what anyone else said about that or not, right? And this is what I really thought was so important for me to also share this with you, you know. And the thing is, the problem is we need traumatic experiences in order to get to places. Yeah, and the biggest and most hurtful traumatic experience that I went through is the passing of, or the transitioning rather, of my son last year. Yeah, and that was a lot. Such, I thought I would die, you know, it killed me nearly, yeah. But of course, because it's one of the biggest challenges, and what did I learn from that? The biggest thing I learned, and even more, is not to give a, really, to do what you want, or in this case, what I want, no matter what anyone thinks or not thinks. This does not count. And it is so important. And I can tell you, it is so freeing to do so. It is so freeing because we can never meet all expectations of everyone and anyone anyway. You know, there will always be some people who think, oh, they don't like it or they wouldn't. And that is okay. And it's okay just like that, because we are all unique beings. And that's, again, nobody is normal. Normality does not exist. We are all unique beings. And every path that we are taking, every life that everyone is living is totally unique. There are no two lives that are the same. Why? Because we are unique. And that's normal? Yeah. The normality is the multiplicity, that every being is unique, every life is different. And according to that, and due to that, I would just invite you to live your life. No one else knows you better than you do. No one else knows what fulfills your heart with joy, your heart with happiness. And just think about it. In the end, when you're about to leave this life, in the moment of your transitioning, always think about it. Would you think about, oh, I wish I would have done that? I wish I would have done this? Just do it, all of it, so that then in the end you will go and you will think, yes, I lived life to the full. And with that being said, do it. You can do it. Nobody really cares anyway. And if people talk or say something, it is simply maybe because they feel, it remembers them, it reminds them that they are not doing it. But be an example and do it. And it maybe more people will also listen to their heart and follow their dreams.